Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Well, it's almost afternoon now, but want to show you the current temperatures, which if you would have watched me from 3, 4, 5, 6 days ago, I told you models were going to bust on cold, and here we are. For example, Memphis, this is the latest temperature, 10:45, so this hasn't updated for the next half an hour yet, but 26 in Memphis. Remember when locals were telling you all it was supposed to be in the upper 30s today, a couple days ago, with just rain? Well, here we are, and we have power outages across parts of the Memphis area this morning with more rounds of winter precip coming. 20s all the way down through central Arkansas. 32, the freezing line is all the way through southeastern Arkansas into western parts of Mississippi and north central Mississippi, trying to push into northeastern parts of Mississippi as well. Nashville's sitting at 35, 32 just north of town, 20s just northwest. So you're going to be getting even colder as we go forward. In Nashville, you're going to be under an icing threat eventually here across that area. Go down to Texas. It is below freezing, basically from just southeast to Dallas, basically far southeastern Oklahoma. Draw a line straight down into basically south central Texas here to the Rio Grande, and then up into western parts of Texas here. Get north of there, it gets in the 20s really quick, low 20s at that, and then teens up here into the panhandles of Texas, Oklahoma, and through most of Missouri and Kansas as well. So these temperatures will not be going anywhere today, tonight. Like I said, these temperatures will start coming down, and northern parts of Louisiana, you're under a winter weather advisory. I've been trying to tell you guys that this cold air will try to sneak into your area as we go forward, and models always bust on it, and we are getting really close. It's 35 in Monroe right now, so this is the current temperature, and I expect you all to get near freezing or below probably by tonight. So you might have to deal with some glazing of ice, especially on all the elevated surfaces in northern parts of Louisiana. And here we go. Here's the next wave coming in. Mesoscale discussion already out from the Storm Prediction Center. Sleet, freezing rain expected to continue through mid-afternoon with some thunderstorms possible. I'm going to go over radar here in just a second to show you that. But get under one of these thunderstorms, you're going to get dumped on with heavy freezing rain, especially southern parts of this area. You get up towards the northern parts of this area, it's going to be mostly sleet, possibly mixed with a little freezing rain, but mostly sleet in that part of the area. But if you get under one of these, like I said, these heavy thunder sleet showers, basically, or thunder freezing rain, the sleet will accumulate very quickly. Half inch to 3/4 of an inch pretty quickly, and saw a lot of pictures and videos yesterday of it just running off the roofs. It's filling up all the gutters and just falling, and it's just water falling off your house. Crazy scenes across parts of the area. All right, here's the power outage report, and I just refreshed it. It went from 13,000 to 16,000 in Texas. Arkansas went up, and Tennessee has went up as well. We're going to go over these states here. It's like I said, in Texas, 16,000 people out. Let's go look to see where most of that is. Looks like Red River County, 1,600 people out. 600 people in Lamar County. Hopkins, 3,000 people out in Hopkins County. Henderson County, 1,100. Go down here towards central Texas, Leano, 587 people out of power. So power outages are going up. And here's Dallas County, 147 people out of power in Dallas. County itself, but a lot of where the heavier freezing rain has happened up in this northeastern part of Texas. You have a lot of power outages up in this neck of the woods here. So the biggest electric company I could find in Texas that has the most power outages is Encore. Encore, if I'm saying that right. They service almost 4 million customers. They have 6,500 people out of power. So there is the biggie one at the moment. All right, let's go to Arkansas. There's 3,800 people out of power. Woodruff County, 134 people out. St. Francis, 282. Get over to Crittenden County, 338. And you get up to Mississippi County, there's almost 2,500 people out of power. And this was just after the first wave from last night. We have more waves of freezing rain, sleet coming. So this number will probably be going up. And we have 2,000 people out of power in Tennessee, basically across western parts of Tennessee here. Henry County, 214 out. Up here towards, let's go down to Shelby County, 1,500 people out. So these numbers will go up. There's 3 counties here that that's not even being tracked by this. But these power outages are going up. I've heard some reports just north of Memphis. There's been power outages since 1 a.m. This morning. And like I said, there's been chatter for the last few days that, especially over in Memphis area, that you all were going to stay above freezing and there's no big deal, nothing to worry about. And hopefully you guys heeded my warning, because models came trending. Models always bust on cold, low-level Arctic air masses. And from experience, this is how you have to forecast, okay? You can't model watch. You can't do this, because models are going to overdo temperatures every time on shallow Arctic air masses. And this is why, if you listen to some of those people over there that said we're going to be above freezing over there throughout most of this event, we're totally wrong, and now you're caught off guard. So hopefully you took last weekend, were listening to what I was saying. We're ignoring those temperatures on the apps that showed upper or lower 40s, upper 30s, possibly for highs, mid 40s in parts of southeastern parts of Tennessee as well. When I was hearing over the weekend that this is not going to happen, blah blah blah, I kept preaching. Watch the models bust on this. We've seen this time and time again, and here we are. All right, here's the next wave of moisture really getting its act together across Texas, southern Arkansas to western Arkansas as well. Been hearing some reports of thunder sleet up here in Oklahoma, western Arkansas, thunder freezing rain as well. So you get under one of those heavier cells with some thunder mixed in, you're going to get accumulation rates really rapidly in parts of that area, okay? And I just highlighted that latest mesoscale discussion from this Storm Prediction Center, highlighting this through the rest of the afternoon. In here and show you can see these little white flashes here. That's lightning, of course. There's been lightning strikes up here towards Fayetteville. There's a little one there. If I can zoom out, you can probably see it better. There's one there. There was a couple down in western Arkansas. So as this stuff comes through, the roads, if the road crews are doing the best they can. Sleet is you cannot do anything with unless you scrape it as soon as it starts coming down. If you let it sit and people keep running over it, basically just turns to ice. And you cannot get that off the roads. And it's in the teens to 20s across most of this area. The roads are going to deteriorate even further when this comes through. More freezing rain, more ice accumulations on power lines, trees, etc. So this is going to keep on piling up. And this is not the last wave that's going to come through. This is going to This is going to last all the way to maybe Thursday afternoon. This I know models are saying it's going to warm up, but I do not buy that at all, because once you get ice and sleet and all this stuff on the ground, plus you have a shallow Arctic air mass in the way, it's hard for that to kind of get out of here. So I do not buy models trying to warm up as quickly as possible, quickly as it is. So I think Wednesday night and Thursday there's going to be a more robust round of freezing rain and sleet for Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Arkansas, and I'll show you that model here in just a minute. All right, this is total ice accumulations through Thursday p.m. Okay, so Thursday afternoon. This accounts for what we just dealt with. This is not on top of what we already have. This is total accumulations through Thursday. Okay, so nothing has changed with this, and my thinking's still pretty good with this. And I already accounted for the southern trends a couple days ago of the colder. I knew the colder air, the low level colder air, was going to come in faster and stronger than what models predicted, and I had this map out now for a couple days. Hasn't really wavered much at all. Okay, so basically from Texas through Dallas through southeastern Oklahoma. And there's already been spots in southeastern Oklahoma and far northeastern parts of Texas that have had over a half an inch of ice and approaching 3/4 of an inch of ice in parts of that area. So they're definitely going to get, they may make a run at an inch of ice in parts of that area. Go towards Little Rock, Memphis. There's been reports just east of Memphis of 1/4 to 3/10 of an inch of ice already. Just north of Memphis, 1/4 inch already as well. And we're already seeing power outages, like I said, across northeastern parts of Arkansas and Tennessee and Texas already. I expect there's going to be more as we go forward, because we're going to get continuous multiple rounds of precip with a big mess coming through the region. And as you go north, the depth of the cold air is getting a little bit deeper. So that's why you're going to see more sleet up here in the northern parts of the area here. Now, as we get through probably this area here, you may see a little bit more sleet today than freezing rain from yesterday. That being said, with the depth of the cold air just being a little bit thicker, but the chances there are still for freezing rain and sleet. If you end up with sleet in your area, the ice totals will come down, and that will keep your power on. Okay, so you do not want to keep the freezing rain in parts of this area. Now, I said the dark pink here, 1/10 to 1/4 inch or more of ice possible. Like I said, Nashville, you are super close to freezing. You've been 33 to 35 most of the morning. Your temperatures will continue to go down, and I think you're going to have some icing issues in Nashville. I don't think they're going to be as great as they are in Memphis, but a glaze to 1/10 to 1/4 inch of ice is possible around the Nashville area. Like I said, locally higher than that. We'll see. But I think it will make it into Nashville. Tupelo, you're basically borderline. I think you will get close to that freezing mark eventually. Maybe tonight into tomorrow morning. So that's just a wait and see kind of there, because I think they were sitting about 37 last time I checked. But it's in the 20s just northwest of you, across northeastern parts of Mississippi, or northwestern parts of Mississippi, and close to Memphis. Okay, then down through southern Arkansas, 1/10 to 1/4 inch of ice, basically through Texarkana, down to Tyler, Texas, Austin, Texas as well. And then the light pink, a glaze to 1/10 of an inch, basically from San Antonio over Shreveport, Monroe. You guys, and hopefully you guys been listening, that northern Louisiana, you still had a chance of getting some ice down there because of this low-level Arctic air continue to push further and further south, and models sucked at this, completely blew the temperature forecast. And it's, like I said, around Monroe, it's 35 degrees right now, and your temperatures don't need to go that much farther before you start getting some freezing rain in that area. So I think maybe by tonight, you will be below freezing, at freezing, or maybe just a touch below in Monroe. So I would expect probably a glaze to 1/10 of an inch on ice on elevated surfaces. Watch those bridges and overpasses across northern parts of Louisiana. Now, the rest of the forecast area up here towards central northern Arkansas, the roads are complete garbage already. I'm going to show you some cameras here in just a minute. Let's go over modeling. So this is HRRR showing pretty good depiction of what's going on right now with freezing rain and sleet going on across Arkansas, Oklahoma, northeastern parts of Tennessee or Texas. And then here's a timestamp up here. This is Central Time. Just want to let you know that. So as we go through noon, this precipit's really going to start expanding. Freezing rain across central, southern Arkansas, approaching northern Arkansas as well. This blue area up here, that's not going to be snow. It's going to be sleet. So sleet, freezing rain, spotty going through Texas, and this thing's going to keep running up towards. Boy, the afternoon just looks a mess across central Arkansas through Texas. If you don't need to get out in this stuff, do not, because like I said, the roads are absolutely garbage. We're going to go over some iDrive Arkansas stuff here in just a minute, MoDOT stuff, and then I'm going to go over to Oklahoma and Texas as well, looking at some of that. Maybe we see some traffic cameras as well. Now, this is saying around 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, northwestern Mississippi going into Memphis. Freezing rain is going to pick right back up, possibly mixed with some sleet. And there's going to be some thunder, freezing rain, thunder, sleet with this as well. This is 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So multiple hours of freezing rain across western parts of Tennessee. This is going to aggravate issues on power lines and trees, roads, anything basically. So everything's just going to keep getting worse across parts of this area. Now, as you can see, the freezing rain tries to nudge into northern parts of Louisiana by this evening. This is 9 o'clock. And then this gets out of here. Now, this has freezing rain approaching northeastern parts of Mississippi, southern parts of Tennessee as well. And I've highlighted this threat because cold air is going to keep pushing down. All right. So now here comes another wave that's coming out of Texas, and this is going to get crazy. This is going to be a big round coming for Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night for parts of the area. Now I'm going to go back to 12Z here. So it goes out a little bit farther. You can see how robust this wave gets out in Texas on Wednesday. Okay, so lots of freezing rain. Western, central, south central Texas, northern Texas. This is going to keep aggravating the situation with significant ice accumulations. And then I don't buy this rain up here in Oklahoma and southeastern parts of Arkansas into southern Arkansas either, because like I said, the models are trying to warm up too quickly, even short-term models, and I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Okay, so freezing rain again tomorrow night across central Arkansas over towards Memphis again with there's going to be some thunderstorms thrown in with all this freezing rain and sleet as well still, because you can see where all this heavier pockets are down here through Texas. Maybe a little bit of snow on the backside of this over towards northern parts of Texas, western Texas as well. And then this really gets going. I just don't buy this extent just disappearing though up here in Oklahoma. I think this is going to run through Missouri, southern Missouri as well. But this goes all the way till 6 a.m. Thursday, and you still have heavy freezing rain going through central Arkansas, all the way towards Memphis into western parts of Tennessee. I do not buy this rain through Tennessee either. I think that's going to be freezing rain as well. Okay, so a big round coming for Wednesday and Wednesday night into Thursday for most of the same area that's already been just absolutely creamed by this last few systems that came through the past 24 to 36 hours. Okay? Reminder, this only goes through 48 hours, so there's going to be more on top of this. Okay? So here's the sleet accumulations, 1/2 inch to 1 inch across parts of the area. Roads are going to be absolutely just garbage for days, probably with this, until we get the sun out and really get the road temperatures above freezing, so really start melting. Like I said, you can't move sleet, you can't move freezing rain. So once that gets on the roads and some of these temperatures are too cold for some of this salt to work as well, unless you just dump a ton of it on it. But like I said, this sleet if you get in a big sleet band, the roads are going to just turn even worse than what they already are. Cars going to keep running it over, and just really compact it down. You can't get that stuff up at all. So expect roads to deteriorate and stay bad probably through at least Thursday in parts of the area. And then here's the freezing rain totals. This is on top. This is on top of what you've already got. All right, and this is throwing out inch amounts over here in Texas. A quarter to another 1/2 inch, basically from Oklahoma through Arkansas, Memphis. It's calling for another 4/10 of an inch of ice on top of what you already have. Western Mississippi, 1/2 inch possibly. Get up towards Nashville, 1/10 to 1/4 inch is possible up there. Far northern parts of Mississippi or far northern parts of Alabama is getting in on the action as well. Now this has freezing rain dipping into far northern parts of Louisiana. This has around 1/10 of an inch of ice around Monroe as well. So that's something to keep in mind as we go forward. Alrighty, here's iDrive Arkansas. For those of you in Arkansas, most of the northern half of the state and far western parts of the state are totally either ice patched or ice covered roads, and this stuff is not going to go anywhere anytime soon because, like I said, we're going to have a couple more rounds come through, and the road conditions are going to deteriorate even further south as we go forward. As you see, even parts of southern Arkansas already has ice patches just south of Pine Bluff here as well. Then going into Memphis area, roads are pretty trashy down through there. All right, here is, I believe it's over towards Siloam Springs, Arkansas, northwest parts of the state. This is bordering Oklahoma. And look at the roads. They're just absolutely garbage. There's sleet coming down right now over there. This guy right here is trying to make it up the hill. Oh, he finally made it. All right, so that's good for he got out. But like I said, if you don't need to get out today, do not, because you're going to find roads like this, and it's going to be deteriorating pretty rapidly as this new round of precip comes through the area. All right, here is parts of northern Arkansas. This is the big bridge that goes over Norfolk Lake in north central Arkansas. You see the RDOT has done a really good job trying to clear this road. This was completely sleet and ice covered early this morning, but we've had a break up in this area, so they've had a chance to really get a lot of salt down and clear this road out. But with this next round coming through, these roads are going to go right back to what you see on the side of the road here, which is fully sleet and ice covered as this new round comes through. So I want to thank all the road crews out there too. I know there's a couple MoDOT people in here as well that send me reports. So we appreciate all you're doing to keep the roads safe, and you're doing the best you can. But I just want to shout out to RDOT here. They're doing a great job keeping these roads clear, because it's this sleet and freezing rain that came through the area. It's hard to get up, and they've had to put a lot of salt down to get this stuff up, and they're doing a really good job. All right, this is Highway 16, I believe, down by Clinton, Arkansas. Highway 1665. So you can see RDOT's doing a pretty good job trying to get this stuff off the roads. Like I said, you're going to deal with these patches as you come over this bridge and back here to where they haven't been able to get that sleet and ice off the road yet, but they're doing a very good job. So shout out to them. But like I said, there's another round coming. There's a couple more rounds coming in, so these roads are going to go back to getting deteriorated pretty quickly this afternoon as the day goes on. Now let's go over to Oklahoma and see what's going on over there. You can see they have a little bit different legend over here. Moderate winter weather conditions on the road, severe, and then you have if there's red, they have closed roads. But you can hover over these roads. Let's go over here toward northeast Arkansas. You can see, or northeastern parts of Oklahoma. See, this is Delaware County. Severe road conditions. Driving in these conditions can be dangerous. Please avoid travel if possible across that area. We go down here towards southeastern parts of Oklahoma. Same thing. Severe driving conditions. So anywhere in the orange, severe driving conditions, and they don't recommend travel in this part of the world. I want to see if I can find the traffic camera. Here is a Oklahoma road crew out down here. Let's see if I can expand this out for you. There we go. Let's see if I can move this up. So you can see in Oklahoma, see the plows are out. This is one of the plow cameras from the Oklahoma, I'm going to say ODOT in Oklahoma, Department of Transportation. They're trying to do a decent job trying to get this sleet and stuff off the roads. So at least there's one lane open, basically down to the pavement. But you can see on each side of the roads, man, the road conditions are pretty rough going. All right, here's a drive Texas. This is TxDOT highway conditions here. Anywhere you see these little snowflake tire kind of things, they're reporting roadways pretty rough. So let's take a look. So State Highway 37. Affected direction said north and southbound. Ice and snow on bridges and overpasses. Please drive with caution. Says TxDOT is treating and patrolling the area. You get all the way down here towards just east of San Antonio. Interstate. This must be Interstate 10. Ice and snow on bridges and overpasses. Travel with caution down here. Says main lanes are not affected, but ice built up over some bridges, even that far south. Okay, so road conditions across central Texas and towards Dallas as well are in really rough shape. So please, like I said, if you don't need to get out, please do not. Alrighty, I don't think I went over this yet, but this is the hazards map. So you see winter storm warnings through most of central Texas, northeastern parts of Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, parts of Arkansas, northwest Arkansas. Some of these storm warnings are getting expanded because of these thunder sleet showers that are coming through, and that'll hit the criteria for a winter storm warning. A winter weather advisories, basically in the darker blue here. ice storm warnings through central Arkansas, through northwest Mississippi, and through western Tennessee as well. And you're probably wondering what's the difference between a winter storm warning and an ice storm warning. Ice storm warning means they're just expecting nothing but a freezing rain event with maybe a tiny bit of sleet thrown in, but mostly a freezing rain event. You get into a winter storm warning, there's going to be more sleet accumulation thrown in with the ice, so that's why it's a winter storm warning rather than an ice storm warning. Okay, so that's basically the difference. We have, like I said, we have winter weather advisories all the way down into northern parts of Louisiana now, through most of northern Mississippi, central Tennessee, through southern parts of Kentucky as well. This is a great. I've had a lot of questions lately, and some of the remarks I'm getting. Hey, it's 28 degrees, but it's raining outside. We're just going to get rain. It's not doing anything. Well, first of all, freezing is 32 degrees. Okay, you need to understand that. If it gets below that, you're going to get, especially 32 and below. If it's raining outside, it's going to stick to everything. Power lines, trees, it's going to freeze basically on contact. If you get heavy enough precip, yes, it'll be dripping off the power lines, but it's going to slowly freeze at the same time. Okay, so here's a great visual basically from the National Weather Service out of Little Rock on what kind of precipitation types we get. I know I showed this, I believe, the other day. But you get rain, like I said, it starts out as snow, then it gets to this warmer layer, and then it gets to rain. It never refreezes because it's above 32 this whole time. As you can see, you got above freezing air all the way to the surface, so it rains all the way to the surface. Now, freezing rain starts out as snow, melts, it gets this pretty robust warm layer above the surface, that low level Arctic air. It's going to sit at the surface, basically 2,000 to 3,000 feet above the surface, and below, it's gonna melt into raindrops, and then as soon as it gets in that at or below 32 degree air, rain freezes on contact with any exposed surfaces, power lines, trees, bridges, overpasses, elevated surfaces like decks. And then once it gets a little bit colder than that, it starts accumulating on roads, your sidewalks, etc. Okay? Now, when you get sleet, your warm layer above the cold layer is a little bit more shallower. So you have a shallow warm nose coming in. It starts off as snow. It barely melts into, it's just melt into like a little, like I want to say like Dippin' Dots. And then it doesn't have time to melt fully into rain, and then it freezes, and basically it's like Dippin' Dots falling. So they're just going to bounce all over everything, accumulate on the grassy surfaces, roads, but the sleet will keep your power on. That's for sure. Now, when you don't have a warm nose coming in, starts out as snow, snowflakes never melt, makes it all the way to the surface, like I said, at below 32. So hopefully that gives you a better idea why we're getting some of these different precip types throughout the year. All right, that's all I'm going to have for you this afternoon. This will be the Wednesday update, or Tuesday update, sorry. So here we are. I'm going to show you this map again. Total ice accumulation. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this video, please hit that thumbs up button on YouTube. Hit that like button. Comments, where you're from. And then if you haven't subscribed, it is free on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that all on notifications. You'll be notified every time I post a video, so you won't miss any current information. Since we've been having a lot of issues with Facebook the last 9 months or so, we're just bringing this to you as another avenue to get you information, as Facebook is not kind of picks and chooses what it wants to send to your feed. So, okay, so total ice accumulations through Thursday afternoon. Okay, so like I said, we're going to have possibly 1 or 2 more rounds to come through. We've already had some power outages, so and then roads are already pretty trashy out there, and they're just going to get worse as these rounds come through. So, significant ice accumulations in the purple, 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. We've already had a lot of totals over 1/4 to 1/2 an inch across, especially some of the reports I got across southeastern Oklahoma, back into parts of Texas, into eastern parts of Arkansas and Memphis, 1/4 to the 3/10 of an inch. I've seen so far. So more rounds coming. It's just going to keep accumulating, and we're gonna have some more power issues probably as we go forward here. So luckily we haven't had a whole lot. There's still people out of power though around the Memphis area as well, down through Texas, a few places up here in northeastern Arkansas as well. But I do expect there's going to be more before all this is said and done. So, if you live in the pink, it's a darker pink. 1/10 to 1/4 inch of ice. That's all the way up through Nashville, down through far northern parts of Alabama, down through north central Alabama or Mississippi, southern Arkansas, down through Tyler, Austin, Texas. And then light pink glazed to 1/10, possibly across northern parts of Louisiana, up through possibly Tupelo. Huntsville might get in on a little action here. We might have a little glaze there as well. So, and then north of there, far north of there, your warm nose is shallower, so you're gonna have more sleet up there. But as we go into Wednesday night, Thursday, the warm nose is gonna be a little bit more robust. And I think you're going to get some freezing rain even up in this blue area, especially across northern Arkansas and southern Missouri, with probably some more, instead of sleet, it'll be freezing rain. So I still think you can get a glaze up to 1/4 inch of ice up here across some of these blue areas, especially in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. That's basically the target zone for more ice accumulations and sleet snow accumulations. Probably more sleet than anything, of up to 1 inch plus. I've had some reports of 1 to 1.5 inches of sleet across parts of that area as well. So there's going to be more than that, and that's why I put the plus. There's going to be locally higher amounts. All right. So stay safe out there. Hopefully you got prepared over the weekend, and we're heeding my warnings on models busting on cold air, and this is going to come a lot further south than anticipated. Like I said, please stay safe out there. There's multiple avenues to check road conditions. Do not get out in this stuff unless you absolutely have to. Don't put your life at risk, especially with these roads, especially across Texas, Oklahoma, northern half of Arkansas, and parts of Tennessee are completely just garbage. Southern Missouri as well. And RDOT, a lot of the road crews are doing a great job trying to clear these roads as fast as possible. But with multiple more rounds coming in, they're going to deteriorate pretty rapidly across the area yet again as we get another round this afternoon. It's tonight, and then another big, possibly more robust round of freezing rain and sleet as we go into Wednesday and Wednesday night into Thursday morning across the area before this finally tries to wrap up and get out of here, so we get some somewhat better weather in here by the weekend, and hopefully some melting and get these roads cleaned up by then. Okay? All right. Like I said, stay safe out there, and I'll have another update maybe later this evening or tomorrow morning.